And the Eagles got their start and their name in Gene Simmons' basement. So Gene come in to mentor us one week, and everybody had like 20, 30 minutes, and they would film like 10 of it. Well, I was the last guy to go that day. And so I go in to be mentored by Gene, and I walk in, and he goes, how'd he say it? He said, first thing he said, I walked into, he's like, hey, good looking. And I said, hey, how are you? And he goes, how'd you know I was talking to you? And I knew right then, I was like, oh, this is going to be fun.
Yeah.
And so we go in and we sit down, and they film like 10, 15 minutes worth of it. And then they cut the cameras off. Well, we're sitting here just like this, just like the same exact setup, and we're sitting here talking. Well, they've cut the cameras off at this point, and Gene's still just talking. Well, we talk and talk and talk. Well, they're like, all right, we've got to wrap this up. So we walk outside on the sidewalk, keep talking. We probably talked for an hour and 45 minutes. He said, you know, the first person to take Bob Seger on tour. And I said, no. He said, me. He said, we took Bob Seger out to open up for Kiss on his first, that was the first tour he had ever went on. I said, man, that's insane. He said, yeah, you want to hear something crazier than that? I said, no. He said, I was living out in LA, and some buddies of mine was wanting to get together and practice with their new band. And he said, they knew my basement was set up to practice music. And he said that they asked if they could borrow my basement as like a practice space for them just to get together and see what would work out. So he gave it to them and said they come over one night and they're down there playing, and said at the end of it, they were like, damn, that turned out really good. Like, that was cool. And he said one of them, they were in the basement packing their stuff up. One of them turned around and said, well, what are we going to call this shit show? And said somebody across the room said, well, we can't be the Beatles. And the other one on the other side looked back and said, the Eagles, why not? And the Eagles got their start and their name in Gene Simmons' basement.